morning. How are you? Holy moly, I hope you had an enjoyable 3-day weekend. What a week this has been. It has been crazy. I don't know about you guys, but my week has been hectic and filled with all sorts of stuff. Good and not really so much bad, mostly good, but just crazy. Like, I feel like, how's it only Wednesday? I feel like I've done so much this week already. I don't know if anybody else is feeling those vibes. If you are, please comment below what's been going on with you, how your week is going. But yeah, I don't know. This week has gotten away from me. So I figured instead of doing some Reiki healing today, which we still do need to get to our last beautiful crown chakra Reiki healing, I figured instead of doing that today, we would practice our box breathing, because I've noticed as kind of a collective whole, it seems like everybody needs this right now. So if you haven't seen my video on box breathing, go back and watch that. It explains what it is, what it's for. I'm going to go over it a little bit again today, but I really want to get to the breathing part of it. While I'm talking to you, comment below and tell me where you are watching from, what part of the country or the world. I would love to know. And also want to send some gratitude out for you being here. I just love seeing new people show up and comments and all the things. It makes my heart happy. So thank you for being here. So box breathing, very briefly, is just a very slow, methodical way of breathing that helps us release anxiety. It helps us remind our body, remind our brain that we are safe, we are okay in this moment, everything is fine, and we need to chill, right? We need to chill out, and we need to kind of come back to the present moment and stop allowing our body and our mind to freak us out. So I'm going to try and sort of exaggerate the sounds of my breathing so that you can really follow along. So what we're going to be doing is, I like to do a count of 5. Some people do a count of 4 or a count of 6 or even 8. I can't do 8. If you have beautiful, amazing, strong lungs like that, then you go. But I do a count of 5. So we're going to count in for 5. We're going to breathe in, hold it for 5. We're going to breathe out for 5 seconds, and then we're going to hold it for 5. I personally recommend doing at least 3 rounds of this. It only takes a single minute to do 3 rounds, so super fast, super efficient. You can do this anywhere. You can do it while you're driving, while you're in the shower, while you're at work, anywhere, anytime. It doesn't really matter. And you can breathe quietly, of course, so people around you aren't like, what am I doing over there? But I'm going to breathe loud on purpose so that you can hear what's happening. And on the exhale, if you feel like you need to do more of a primal exhale where you I can't. I was just sick. Holy moly. I can't do it because I was just sick. I shouldn't even have tried. But now you know what it is, where you exhale audibly. Goodness gracious, you guys. I'm going to be all right. So exhaling very loud and audibly. Assuming you haven't been sick like me, you could actually do it. Holy cow. That was like a comedy moment, if ever there was one. If you're laughing, that's okay. I don't mind. But, all right. So, just trying to make sure I'm not going to cough again because it feels like it's coming. All right, so we're going to do, I'm going to do 3 rounds of the box breathing. If you want to continue going, totally fine. But this is a great technique to use, not just if you're anxious, but also to remind your body how to breathe properly. So you can do it just as practice. You don't have to actually be anxious in the moment that you do it, but of course it is helpful for that. I feel like I'm not going to get my voice back now, you guys. And also, when you're doing this breathing, I want you to, if you've never done it before, put your hands on the lower part of your rib cage. And as you breathe in, I want your hands to expand out. And as you breathe out, I want your fingertips to touch back together, okay? That lets us know we are breathing properly deep into our lungs and not just breathing. When we anxious breathe, we tend to breathe out of the top of our lungs, kind of raising our chest, and that's not proper breathing. We want to breathe from the diaphragm, from down low. Okay, so if you need that reminder, put your hands there and let's get started. Okay. Awesome. So it's that simple. I did my hands on my ribs so you could see the inhalation exhalation process. And then also, if you noticed, if you were watching me during that, I usually close my eyes, but if you were watching, you probably noticed that I started to hike my shoulders up a little bit on the inhale, and I realized that, so I had to drop my shoulders. So that's an important thing as well. When we do these big inhales, we often start to condense this area here, right? Our ears get closer to our shoulders, and we need to remember to drop the shoulders away from the ears. That is another stress response doing this. So we have to remember to readjust sometimes in the middle of things. So do that as often as you feel you need it. It's insanely helpful for anxiety, especially if done consistently and regularly. If you only do it once, it might be helpful in that moment, but you won't notice the longer term effects of it. If you do this every day or even multiple times a day, you will start to notice that your breathing becomes more aligned on its own automatically. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to pause everything to do it. And so that's a great technique to be practicing, especially if you're anxious or scared or nervous, or even if you're overly excited about something to the point where you're jittery and can't calm down. It can also be helpful for that to kind of calm your nerves, recenter you, realign you, and all those things. I will say also with the neck to shoulder thing, or the shoulder to ear thing, you can do that intentionally to loosen the muscles in your neck and in your trapezius muscles. So you can actually, on purpose, scrunch yourself up 5 seconds or whatever feels good to you, and then drop them kind of dramatically. And you can do it like this. Right? So all that coughing made my nose run. So yeah, you can even do that dramatically with the breath work. And that will help loosen things up. And of course, the ear to shoulder stretch is helpful. You don't have to do it this fast. It's actually better if you do it slow and kind of hold it. But all of these things can help release tension in the body, remind the body it's safe, remind the body to be calm. And so if you do them regularly, I think you will feel a whole lot better overall. I hope this was helpful today, minus my cough attack, because I tried to show you the primal exhalation and I couldn't do it because I can't breathe. Oh my gosh, you guys. I am so glad I am not coughing every 5 seconds like I was a couple of weeks ago. That was awful. If you are in the middle of that, because I feel like everybody under the sun has had this cold, flu, COVID, whatever mixture thing that's going around. If you're in the middle of that, I feel for you, my friend. I'm sorry. Do know that it is coming to an end. Maybe not as soon as you would like, but it's coming. It's coming. And hang in there because it's rough. But there is light at the end of the tunnel, and once you are better, and once that is over, let's have an amazing 2025, shall we? I feel like this year owes us a good, solid, amazing year after everything people went through last year, and then a ton of people being sick at the beginning of this year. We deserve a redo. So let's start fresh, and this year is going to be ours for the taking. All right, I will see you all soon. Thank you for joining me, and I can't wait for our next Reiki session.